Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing out there? Welcome to another episode of the Eye Test. This episode, we will be talking about the Week 11 pick'ems, so this will be very short and sweet for you guys because we are going to make our picks and get the heck up out of here. Um, you guys should already know the routine by now, and if you don't, I'm just going to go over it very quickly for you. We are going to make our picks for Week 11, and then come next Tuesday, we will discuss our picks and see who came out on top. So far, I believe I am ahead because this week, Sean, last week we kind of tied, and this week I was ahead of Sean by a game. He got four wrong, and I got three wrong. So there we are. Anyway, uh, without further ado, Sean, I'm going to go ahead and let you go first this time. So I'm going to just go ahead and bring up our share screen now. And here we go.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Got these week 11 picks, Mark. Thursday night game. I know you mentioned it on the live stream last night. Baltimore versus Cincy. I got the Ravens. This is what I'll be honest with you, man. I see a pattern with Lamar. This is what he does. He'll lose a game that he's not supposed to lose, and then he'll bounce back and win a game that he may or may not, is supposed to win. I mean, and I wouldn't even say he's not supposed to win this game. They are supposed to win this game, but this is going to be a tough one. But I see them pulling it out just because I don't think Lamar makes the mistakes that he did last game. So I got Ravens over Bengals. Steelers over Cleveland. I just believe in the Steelers. I believe in their defense. They're playing efficiently offensively. They're not turning the ball over. Cleveland, Deshaun's out. Once again, done for the season. I'm going Pittsburgh over Cleveland, even on the road. Lions over the Bears. Don't need to explain that. Chargers over the Packers. If the Chargers can't win this game, Mark, they need to blow up the entire team. If you have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on the same defensive line, and you're going against the Green Bay offensive line and Jordan Love, you have to win this game, and it has to be a blowout. But yeah, if they don't win this game, Mark, they need to blow up the entire team. So Chargers over Packers. All right, we got Dolphins over the Raiders. I like what the Raiders been doing. I like the defense, but I don't think they have the personnel to really do anything about this, man. So they don't have the personnel or the scheme to really stop what Miami does. So I think Miami wins this game handily. We got Washington versus New York. The Commanders versus the Giants. I have the Commanders over the Giants, but this is definitely a trap game for Washington. This is exactly the type of game that Washington will go and lose, that they're supposed to win. But I'm going to take Washington anyway. Washington over the Giants. The Giants are a dumpster fire. Cowboys over the Cardinals. Cowboys over the Panthers. Excuse me. Cowboys, they beat up on bad teams really badly. They might win by 40. So I got the Cowboys over the Panthers easily. Jacksonville, they're going to want a bounce back game. Perfect game to do it versus Tennessee. Their defense had their first bad showing last week versus the Niners, and it was a terrible showing. So I believe that Jacksonville defense is going to get up for this game playing against the rookie Will Levis. So Will Levis is going to have his hands full again. Jacksonville over the Titans. We got the Texans versus the Cardinals. Texans versus Cardinals. I got Texans over them. I just believe in C.J. Stroud. I'll say it on camera for the first time. He's the best. He's the best rookie QB that I've ever seen. When we're talking about guys just starting day one starter as a rookie, he's the best I've ever seen. With that said, the coaching that DeMeco Ryans is doing over there is amazing. Houston easily over the Cardinals. Niners versus Bucks. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going to edge the Niners. They should win this game. It's Baker Mayfield on the other side, enough said. Then we have the Bills versus the Jets. Another trap game, Mark. Can we even call it a trap game with the way the Buffalo's been playing? I don't know, but a trap game.
I don't think so, man.
A trap game. Hey, look, man. If they had a hard time moving the ball against the Broncos, then they're gonna have an even tougher time moving the ball against the Jets. But I still got Buffalo winning this. I just don't see them losing 2 back-to-back games of this caliber. So, when the Bills look good, they look great. So they looked horrible last week, but they're going to look great this week. They'll squeeze out a victory versus the Jets. Seattle versus LA Rams. You got the Seahawks versus Rams. Seahawks, I'm going to give this to them. Rams, they need to get off the snide. They're at home, but I don't know what's wrong with the Rams right now. And because I can't diagnose it, I don't trust it. I don't trust that it's magically going to disappear. So
fair.
I got Seattle winning on the road. Minnesota over Denver. Josh Dobbs is balling. I don't know what to say about him that we haven't already said, that you haven't already said. But Josh Dobbs is it right now, and I don't think Denver has an answer for that. He's not gonna give you 4 gimmies like Buffalo did. Vikings over Broncos, and then for the last game, the Monday night game, Mark, picking the Chiefs over the Eagles. Andy Reid after a bye week. Pat Mahomes, wanting to get the bad taste out of his mouth. The players that usually play horribly or not good, I believe they're going to get up for this game. It's a home game. Everything screams to me that Kansas City wins this in a close game with the Eagles.
They won that last game, so I don't know what bad taste you're speaking of.
People are still looking at Kansas City funny for the Broncos game.
Okay.
I believe they still look at they look at Kansas City differently since the Broncos game, and they need a definitive win over a great opponent for that bad taste to be washed out.
They can't be looking at them too funny, seeing how ESPN and others have them ranked over the Eagles.
Well, Mark, I'm not counting the dick riders. I'm not counting them. They gonna do what they do.
Can you scroll up a little bit? What's your score?
Oh, sorry, I didn't get to the score yet. But 40. I got 40 points total for that game. I just see this game going one of 2 ways, Mark. Either it's going to be a lower scoring game or it's going to be a shootout. I just don't think as much as I think Kansas City's going to win, I don't think they can win in a shootout with the Eagles.
Right.
Plain and simple. So,
all right. So there you have it, folks. There goes Sean's wrong picks. Now let's go ahead and get to the right picks. All right. Yeah. Here we go. All right. So right off the top, guys, I have Baltimore over Cincinnati. Much like Sean said, they just dropped a game, and I believe in the team enough that I don't think they're going to drop another one. And even though Cincinnati needs this game, I think it comes down to the fact that Baltimore's defense is just simply better in every way, shape, or form. Next up, I have I have Pittsburgh over Cleveland. The reason why I have it this way is because Cleveland is now dealing with a rookie QB. And when it comes to the pass rush of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the pass rush is still there. Other things may not be there like they should be, but the pass rush definitely still exists, and I think a rookie QB will have issues with that. So I have Pittsburgh over Cleveland, but I do think Cleveland's defense will make this game close and make it uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, I got Pittsburgh winning. Detroit over Chicago does not need to be explained. Even though Justin Fields is back, that team is inept. They're terrible, and they weren't good when Justin Fields was there in the first place. All right, so next, I have my first real trap game, the one that I'm setting apart right here. I got Green Bay over the Chargers, man. Now, mind you, Green Bay should not win this game.
Absolutely
I
should not.
I am of the understanding that they should not win this game, but I am also of the understanding of who the Chargers have been this season, and quite frankly, who the Chargers have been most of our lives.
Yeah.
Chargers, if it's a game that they should win, it's a game that they should have in the bag, they're going to lose that game. If when you have your hopes and prayers in them, they're going to let you down. And I believe that this is one of those situations where Green Bay is kind of they're middling, they're bad, and they're going to let you down. And one of the reasons why I feel that way is because we watched Green Bay. They were on the verge of winning that game against Pittsburgh last week. Like, they came back late, and they were on the verge of winning that game against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense is better than the Chargers' defense. And I think, and unfortunately, Jordan Love has issues when you don't give him time. Chargers are giving everybody time.
Yeah, I will say that. Jordan Love I've never used this term in a sentence before, but Jordan Love has moxie. You know what I'm saying? He could be playing bad the whole game, Mark. And like you said, if you give him time, he'll try to make something happen. And I've seen it, so I'll give him that.
So yeah, man, and I don't think. And last week, Christian Watson was 2 of 7. I don't think he's going to be 2 of 7 this week. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think. I think they're going to. Him and Jordan Love are going to figure out how to get on page with each other, especially when they're going up against a horrible defense and a horrible secondary that is the LA Chargers. But that's enough about that. I have Miami over Las Vegas. This should be another self-explanatory game. I'm glad that you got the monkey off your back, Las Vegas. That was named Josh McDaniels. But Mike McDaniels is coming into town, and Mike McDaniel is going to whoop that butt because Las Vegas, at the end of the day, man, you guys still have things to figure out, and Mike McDaniel has it figured out, even though his team, like, they are what they are, but they still are better than you, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Next up, I have the Giants over at Washington. I was away when Sean spoke about it, but it's probably for the same reason as
roll a little bit. Yep.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. But yeah,
there you go.
I have the Giants versus Washington. I was away when Sean was speaking about it, but it's probably for the same reason. The fact of the matter is that the Giants are bad right now, but Washington is bad right now. And even though Washington is a little bit better than the Giants, this is the type of thing that happens in the NFC East. The NFC East gets into dogfights. They get into situations where they lose to a team that they shouldn't. And when it comes to the Eagles, our bugaboo is Washington. We lose to Washington when we absolutely shouldn't. And when it comes to Washington, their bugaboo is the Giants. They lose to the Giants when they shouldn't. Like so that's just how it goes. And so I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Giants is going to win this one. Dallas over Carolina. Simple, sweet, easy to understand. Carolina's bad. Dallas is good against bad teams. So.
Exactly what I said, Mark. I don't know if you missed that segment, but I said they made a living off of destroying bad teams. I said it's going to be a 40-point game, Mark.
Easily. But Jacksonville over Tennessee. Jacksonville just took a bad loss against San Francisco. They're going to look to get that taste out of their mouth. And what better way to get that taste out of your mouth than a team that has given away a lot of their stars? So look for Jacksonville to go crazy on Tennessee. look for Travis Etienne for you guys that do DFS. Look for Travis Etienne to go crazy because he only got like 9 carries last week. That ain't going to happen this time. They're going to want to get Travis Etienne involved heavily against Tennessee, and Travis Etienne, so far this season, it seems as he gets more carries, so does their offense go with production. So look for them to get him involved this week, early and often. Houston over Arizona. This is where I step back in, and I agree wholeheartedly with Sean. This just comes down to the fact that CJ Stroud is the man. Like, if you guys don't watch our show, I was just talking about how CJ Stroud has a legitimate case when it comes to possibly being the MVP, as well as the Offensive Rookie of the Year this season. And here you are going up against Arizona, who's just got their quarterback back, and they barely squeaked out a victory over the Atlanta Falcons.
I was going to say, I would say that I would use that term lightly when you said their quarterback. You said quarterback, and you're speaking about Kyler Murray. But go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, like, they barely squeaked out a victory over the Atlanta Falcons. I know I picked Atlanta over Arizona last week. Hey, if it didn't come down to that last drive, then I would have been correct. But hey, it is what it is. Arizona, I do not see you winning this week, and I see Houston coasting to a victory for the first time in 3 weeks. Next, San Fran over Tampa Bay. This is easy. Baker Mayfield studies all he wants, but the only thing he studies is the fact that he does not perform well against good defenses. And San Francisco is a good defense. So I just have San Francisco here. And I think Bot Purdy will be Bot Purdy against Tampa Bay this week. So I don't think there will be any glitches in the Matrix this week. Buffalo over the Jets. This should be self-explanatory, but I feel like it needs some explanation because the way Buffalo's been playing. Just get your crap together, man. Figure it out.
Hey, that's it.
Like, figure it out. Get your crap together, dude. Like, because this ain't, like, you can't lose to the Jets. Like, you cannot lose to the Jets. I promise you, the owner, if y'all lose to the Jets, he's cleaning house. Like, he might clean house that week. Like, he very well might clean house that week.
But they already got rid of the OC.
Yeah, like, if you lose to the Jets, he's cleaning house. It's a wrap. All right. So next up, here I have 3 trap games set on my situation, and the next one I have is the Rams versus the Seahawks. This is another divisional game, but I do not see the Seahawks winning this game because Matthew Stafford is back, and I feel like the Rams need to get right. They need to just prove to themselves that they're better than what their record states. And I think they're going to look heavily into doing that this week. And I think but with that being said, you also have the opportunity for Matthew Stafford to push a little bit too hard. And when Matthew Stafford pushes too hard, he throws interceptions. So this game could go either way, but I got the Rams winning this one. Next, Minnesota, Denver. Denver's a bad team, and Josh Dobbs is my comeback player of the year. That's just how it goes, man. They the wide receiver core for Minnesota is great, and Josh Dobbs is using them correctly, and as well, along with the fact that he can make things happen with his legs. I do not think Denver's defense can handle that. I think Minnesota will falter. I think Minnesota will win here, and Denver will falter. Freudian slip, maybe. Denver will win this one.
Go ahead.
All right. So next one. Philly over KC, man. Come on. I can't believe Sean would do this to himself, embarrass himself by picking KC, but he did. Here we go. Philadelphia over KC. You know what it is. It's Philadelphia all day. This is how we do. Philadelphia's defense is bad. and they've been playing bad. But hey, guess what? We are also coming off of a bye week. Jalen Hurts has had time to get healthy. AJ Brown is still the man out there. Our receiving core is still great. Our defensive line rush is still the defensive line rush. Patrick Mahomes is still who he is, and he's going to give that defensive line rush fits if we do not QB contain. It's going to be an issue. But with all that said and done, I do think at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that Kansas City has their offense has just not been all that good. And it's not like for lack of trying, but it's for the fact that their receivers are middling at best. Their receivers are, that's exactly what they are. They're middling at best.
I was going to say mid on a good day.
And in their offensive play calling, man, it's Breyer's vanilla bean. Like it's about as it's about as vanilla as you're going to get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like Kansas City offense is not giving anybody fits. You know exactly what's going to end up happening when it comes down to this offense. And I think this is the offense that's going to play right into the hands of our secondary, because our secondary they have time to gel together now with all the pieces, people being healthy and stuff like that. Like last game against Dallas was the first game where the same secondary played in back-to-back weeks. Like that's crazy. Like that's how much our secondary has been rotating because of injury and trades. So now we got these guys together for yet another week, and we're going to see what happens. And I don't think Sky Moore is out there scaring Darius Slay. I don't think Rashee Rice is out there scaring Bradley Roby, because I do believe he's going to be back this week. I don't think Travis Kelce is going to scare James Bradbury too much, because I do believe that they're going to put Bradbury on Kelce in this game. Because
I like that matchup.
Because Bradbury likes to get physical a little bit, and Kelce is fast, but he's not fast enough to burn James Bradbury. So I think that's going to end up being the matchup there is Bradbury on Kelce. And then you got Kevin Byard out there. Like, I just think it's going to be the Eagles' week, man. And offensively, I don't need to explain anything when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. They're good, and I think they're going to do what they need to get the job done. As far as the total points, I have this going more of a shootout than Sean does. I have my total as 56. My true total was around 53. I had it like with the idea in mind of a 27-24 type of game, or a 28-24 type of game, or something like that, somewhere around there. But now I bumped it up a little bit. I was like, let's go 56, man. Mm-hmm. And so that's my total right there. I have it around 56. So with that being said, that's our picks for the week. Sean, how do you feel about it?
Man, we got a lot of different picks this week. I mentioned trap games, but I essentially picked the teams that are supposed to win. So the trap games are definitely going to be the ones where we're going to see how it works out. So we got a lot of different picks, but the one last thing I'll say about the Eagles game is this. You have that bend but don't break defense. They're going to be doing a lot of bending during the game. And my concern is not for the DB matchups or the specific individual matchups. My concern is for Andy Reid taking the wheel and exploiting the bending with guys that they're great after the catch when they can catch it. But if you're going to bend and let them catch it, that's where you guys are going to run into trouble. But we shall see, Mark. You guys have the personnel. Let's see if you guys scheme it up right.
Yeah, I don't think – in this particular game, when it comes to the Eagles, I don't think they're going to go with the bend don't break style. I think now that defeating Dallas and going into a bye week in which basically Dak Prescott had his way and pretty much did what he wanted, and we still barely won that game. I think that they went into the bye week like, nah, man,
That was a wake up call.
we can't do that next week. We can't do that 2 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, with the bye week, you have time to implement something new. Because when you're going from week to week to week, you don't necessarily have time to be like, scrap that, let's implement something new. But when you have a bye week and you have 2 weeks to get everybody together and figure the shit out, you got time to implement something new. So I'm personally am looking for something new from the Eagles outside of, I still think the bend but don't break thing is still going to be a part of the offense. I'm just saying that it's going to be a little bit more in there. Look for some man coverages in there, particularly against this receiving core, because this receiving core isn't world beaters. They're not threatening anyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not burning any of these guys. Like, so hey, man. And even if Kadarius Toney does burn somebody, he's going to drop it. So you don't really have to worry about it.
Hey, man, that is crazy. How you got no hands and no legs, boy? Either you dropping balls or you hurt. Like,
yeah, man.
That boy is paraplegic on the field, man.
Hey, look, guys, that's the end of this one. If you like our picks, go ahead and use them in your bets. If you like what we're saying here, go ahead and use that idea in your bets. And just to find out how we worked out for us and how we ended up doing, come check us out on next Tuesday at 8 p.m. We go live every Tuesday. So see you next Tuesday if you decide to join us. Link, like, subscribe. Peace.
Peace.